And already I start off on a mountain. I also like how the rain is just locational, volumetric stuff. Yeah, the whole goal of the game is to conquer the Devil Spire, which you can see at all times because it's a long tower like there, over there. But you see what I mean when it comes to how this game feels a lot like Daggerfall at times. And it even has a climb anything mechanic. It also has some survival elements too, because you could just loot any tree for apples, like so. Oh, I got one apple for that one. I got an apple out of a pine tree. I don't know if they're gonna. Okay, a sign. Maybe that'll tell me where I can go. Dark Grove Village. Yeah, let's just end this. I know this game and how it works. I should probably take these two, since if I'm going into dark places, I'm gonna need a means of seeing in the dark. And if I look at the map, oh my god, why is this? This game never lagged this hard before on my PC, but maybe it's because of the end of life cycle for Windows. The game even names them mountains. The one problem about this game's random terrain generation is that it gets too hilly at times. So going from place to place can be a real pain. Oh, damn. That's a neat little path around the mountain. Almost makes you feel like I'm Bilbo Baggins trying to cross the mountains with his dwarf buddies. And there's been plenty of happenings going on in the gaming world. Like how not only is Ubisoft being bought by Tencent, but EA is being bought by the Saudis. Which, you know what? I'm all for it. Let the let third world countries get into video games. I prefer they do that instead of blow each other up. Of course, the big fear is that, oh well, Saudi government's gonna start censoring all the LGBTQ aspects of gaming, which, you know what, was out of place in most of your games anyways. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm trying to save the world, save a fantasy world in Dragon Age, the last thing I'm thinking about is being non-binary. I've been seeing that clip go around again. Oh boy. I dread the moment it's like something cringe goes viral and everyone has to talk about it because everyone's gonna show that same clip. Everyone. I'm trying to. Yeah, this is the problem with the random terrain in this game because there are so many sharp cliffs and edges that I'm just gonna fall everywhere I go. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, there is a way around that. You could just crawl. Crawling also count doubles as climbing. So, but oh boy, this game. It has its flaws, but it has a lot of potential. I mean, if you're the kind of guy who really loves doing the Radiant Quest, oh crap! I think I just went through the terrain. If you're the kind of guy who loves doing Radiant Quest in, say, Daggerfall, you might love this game because this game has similar style Radiant Quest and also a dialogue system similar to Elder Scrolls Oblivion, where you could charm characters by just talking about various topics. And they might like or hate your In fact, in this game, the dialogue system is more about doing the it's like transitioning from from to the correct topic from the topic you're already on. And it's not exactly deep either. Also, combat. It's not always this slow, but oh crap. Run! My guy is too slow in his attack. Oh crap. And I have too little stamina. Yeah, I'm gonna get killed by my first monster, even though I'm playing essentially a barbarian. Because enemies can hit hard. And sometimes... Actually, I should probably eat one of those apples, because that's how I get back health. Yeah, now I'm bloodied furry. I don't know what they're hitting at. Alright, now it's a bloodied slime. Continue running from these guys. Ooh, boy. Are they actually hitting each other, though? Alright, a little closer. Level 12, level 13. So, yeah, they're not exactly low level. And that's the other thing, the randomization of how these enemies are. But, yeah, one of the first things I'm going to do is try to look for a dungeon just to display, like, the variety of enemy bandits you'll come up against. I could get them to hit each other. Oh, they are actually killing each other. So yeah, got them to infight. Since this is a demo, the demo version I'm playing, there is a time limit. I got an hour before the world ends, which is perfect because I have an hour before I have to stop. Oh crap. Will you just die already? Freaking slimes. Yeah. And the game that came just before this one, the original Devil Spire Falls, or the original Devil Spire had 2D sprites for enemies. But hey, it worked as a dungeon crawler, or a roguelike dungeon crawler. This is more like a procedurally generated open world. Okay, took that out. Now I could loot the bodies, which were apparently eating coins. I can also pick up like dirt and sand from these piles here and forge them into glass and then glass bottles. I can actually use this fire to cook things, so there's a lot of immersive sim elements to this game. And you could actually get quest or barter with anyone. Duh! And this is what all the NPCs look like. Level 10, and they all have levels and different stuff. Alexander of Smallbrooks, okay. Oh, they've added, they've just now added a few more stuff. I mean, I wonder what craft does. Oh, you could just, instead of making things yourself, you could just have somebody else make it. That's a new feature I haven't seen before. But yeah, I don't have time for quests. I'm gonna look for a dungeon and just see if I could clear up a dungeon. Not the Devil Spire though, because that one's the big one. I'm not gonna survive the Devil Spire. Oh, someone's in a fight. Let's watch. Oh, yeah. Apparently, a traveling merchant got ganked by a bunch of slimes, and the slimes are now just slapping that guy's dead horse. You know what? Loot. I'm gonna see if I could just grab all of his stuff, or at least silver coins. Can always use more of those. There is cumbrance in this game, so I'm not gonna try to take everything. Ah, perfect. I'll take that. And that. What else do you have? You know what? He doesn't have much. I will take his copper axe of freeze and equip it. Yeah, I'm not gonna take on the Devil Spire. Yeah, I'm gonna. In fact, or ever in this current playthrough. Because 1 hour is not enough to level up and fight the Devil Spire. But I am going to take on that dungeon. But yeah, I've heard about how Ubisoft apparently canceled Assassin's Creed Civil War because of the backlash of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and call bullshit on that. I don't think maybe they were in the early stages of making that game, but and some corporate shenanigans stopped them from actually working on it. But let's be serious here. They were probably that was probably just a wishful thinking. That was probably just a game they wanted to work on while they were working on Assassin's Creed Shadows, and it shows. They really wanted a black man fighting his oppressor kind of storyline. Because that's all these people will think about. What the hell's going on? Is there. I hear spells being cast. Oh, I think they're trying to cast spells on me. Alright. Why am I hearing other footsteps? Oh well. Little mushroom men. Now little dead mushroom men. I got an enchanted weapon. Alright, let me see if I could just level up my, what is it? Dexterity. I should probably. I think dexterity controls wind up speed. Yeah, I should probably get that up there. So that I can actually, like, swing in a economic matter. I also like how the dungeons are exterior are actually shaped the same way as their interior. So you get a good preview of what you're up against. Alright, let's take a look. But yeah, Assassin's Creed Civil War, the whole idea behind it is like, okay, it takes place just after the Civil War during the Reconstruction era, which, okay, that's an underutilized setting. Ooh, spooky shadows. But I don't trust Ubisoft to make it. Now, I don't think they'd be good at making it. And that's about it for the randomness of the dungeon. It's basically just this. Yeah, I just robbed some poor bandit's hideout. It'd be funny if they were just standing outside. I'm gonna check the map, see what place I just robbed. Low Lion Prison. Alright, I gotta look for. I'm gonna go out and look for a much more worthy dungeon for me to loot. Probably should have went the other way. Whoa. I like how they're all casting spells in my direction instantly. And then they walk through their own poison spells, poisoning themselves. AI is not the brightest. Dismiss. Ow. Ow. Oh, god damn it. Oh, and of course they die from their own poison. Never mind. Actually, don't I have too much right now? I might be over encumbered. I should eat some bread. Because I am low on health. Yeah, I'm not close to being encumbered yet. I should also pick more apples. Instead, I'm getting branches. Can I get an apple from here? Oh, for fuck's sakes. And I don't really want to go through a cave. But that's just gonna show boring generic monsters. It's like, okay, maybe I'll fight a zombie. It's like, nah, I want to fight bandits. Because they have a variety of items and equipment on them. Yeah, this game is still in early access, by the way. I'm only playing the demo right now, 'cause that's all I have time for. Yeah, I have a busy schedule, but yeah, going back to Assassin's Creed Civil War, I expect, I think that was the game. That was the game that Ubisoft really wanted to make, cause yeah, you could tell they didn't really want to make Assassin's Creed Shadows. It was just in high demand. So they were probably bitter about making that one. It was like, what do we care about samurai or Japanese history? Instead, the game they really, really wanted to make was probably something akin to Assassin's Creed Civil War, which maybe that was in the lineup directly after they made Shadows, but I highly doubt it. Oh, music's kind of upbeat now because I have my weapon out, which is I guess the developer's cheaper way of making battle music. There's also an awful lot of bone piles around everywhere. But yeah, I suspect that Ubisoft, or maybe the journalist writing the article about it, they were probably just throwing that out there as wishful thinking. It's like, oh yeah, this is what we could have been working on. We could have worked on our fight the power, fight the oppression kind of game. Because that's generally what. When you get right down to it, these people are very. They're very simple minded. They have a one track mind. They only think about one thing slave revolts. Oh, yeah, there's a merchant with another magic weapon, which is a good reason not to attack traveling merchants. He's even got an enchanted mask and armor, you could tell. And shoe. Dude, I should knock him out for his shoes alone. But yeah, they got high tier equipment. Although they're not always good fighters, as you can see from the one guy I looted. So yeah, in short, I don't think Assassin's Creed was really a thing, and if it was, it couldn't have been far along in development anyways. But it definitely sounds like the kind of game they that Ubisoft creators really Ubisoft developers would have really wanted to make instead of well the IPs they had. And now their IPs are gonna be made by are gonna be made at least under the supervision of Tencent, and they're not gonna fuck around with the leftist fantasy of revolutionary fighting oppression kind of deals. It's like no, you make the game that sells, not the game that changes minds. All right, I'm gonna have to crawl. Yeah, that's really my one complaint about the game is that the terrain generator is just a little too mountainous. So you can't really just walk everywhere. Nope, 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 nope. Ow. Because this is I'm constantly taking falling damage, just going from one place to another. Da da da. I think that's a bamboo. Either that or mini devil spire. Which also brings us to the EA buyout. Oh yeah, one last thing on the Assassin's Creed Civil War. I'm for fuck's sake. I know it's pointless to tell me to talk about Just considering that I'm a mixed race of a black guy and a Filipino, I just find it very condescending that the only thing developers make when they try to appeal to our sensibilities is just slave revolution simulators effectively or games about us being oppressed. It's like we can never be anything other than that. It's always couched in the idea of racism or slavery. It's like we never had, and that's the thing that always frustrates me. It's like I want to see stories being told about stuff stuff we've done other than that. We were more than just slaves, guys. We've had our own civilizations in the past. I mean, how sad is it that the only time I see a black story that doesn't involve slavery is when I'm playing the Malian campaign in Age of Empires 2. That is just sad. It makes me wish for the voodoo craze to come back. But yeah, and now we got stuff like EA being sold to Saudi Arabia, which everyone's in a panic because of the whole like Saudis being very prudish when it comes to the rainbow material, if it were. Which honestly, I don't think that should be in most of your games, anyways. I mean, when I'm saving the world as in Dragon Age or saving the galaxy in jeez, in what was that other space themed Bioware game that everyone hated the ending to? Mass Effect. When I'm saving the galaxy in Mass Effect, the last thing I'm thinking about is okay. It's like the sexual orientation of the characters. In fact, this is why I avoid RPGs that have dating sim elements to it. Because you know damn well developers can't help themselves. They have to sneak in gay romance option or gay romance subplot that's all about gays being oppressed. Oh, how hard it is to be trans. It's like, guys, I didn't play this. I didn't sign up for that. I signed up to be a hero, not just some recipient of your trauma dump because your dad didn't accept you for who you are or who you loved. Get over yourself. Get that chip off your shoulder. And the only game where it would make sense to have those kinds of relationship issues would be The Sims. Yeah. Oop. Uh. Oh wait, that's just a dodge. I'm just gonna go into a sneaking. Are these people asleep now? Stay very, very quiet. I'm hunting bandits. There's at least two in there. I don't know why these stairs were walled off. Alright. Oh, he heard me. I should have just crawled over it. Ooh, I could just steal their stuff and leave. I wonder what they got in here. Here's bodily. You know what? That might be useful if they got poison weaponry. All right, I'm gonna carefully sneak down it, or maybe I should just blunder in. I could probably. Whoa! Oh, there's three of them. There's fucking three of them. Should I go for it? Oh, okay. All right, come on up. Come get some. I got an enchanted frost axe here. I'm going full on, full like Kratos dad mode. God damn it. Yeah, I'm effectively using this wall as kind of cover. Healing items are not that easy to come across. Oh, I knocked him hard. All right, here comes another one. Uh oh. Do I have anything I can heal with? Because I am about to die. So, do unused mana charge. Never mind. I can't wear helmets. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything. All right, took him down. Steal his copper. Actually, is there another guy attacking me? I am going to steal that. Because Platinum Curious. Inventory. I Equipment. I am going to equip that. Actually, maybe I should just fight a different guy. Because it is way too tight down there. Who's swinging? Well, that way's still kind of blocked, though. Oh. Oh, it's these guys. They're just trying to jump. So, yeah, I'm gonna kill this lizard person right here. Never mind. I'm going to have to change weapons. Oh. Oh. Did you just heal yourself? Great. Okay, I have to. I forgot how slow this axe is. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna use your halberd instead, because it probably has a longer reach. Alright, that one's down. Now for the last one. Look at the variety of these guys. Different races, different armors, different weapons. I definitely need more stamina. Alright, come on up. Yeah, it's gonna suck for the Sims. Because Sims are all about self-expression. I mean, I've said it before. Sims is basically... It's a game that was definitely made for girls. Because it's basically a glorified dollhouse. Oh, shit. I am at 0 health somehow. Okay, let's not fuck with that guy. Let's go outside and look for. I wonder if I ended up killing their leader. Alright, let's just walk into the local town, see if they have any food I could buy or barter with. Also, purchasing things is kind of weird in this game. You have to barter. The other thing people are freaking out about when it comes to the EA buyout is that it was bought out by a company that was also associated with what is it, Jared Kushner or something. It's like somebody who's related to the Trump family. As if Trump's gonna have direct control over EA somehow. You know what? Trump kind of broke society in a way. Because now everything's gauged. Everything has to revolve around Trump now. It's all gonna be about whether something's pro or anti-Trump. That's the new dynamic now. It's like, how many degrees away from Trump is this thing? And we just saw it during the Nobel Peace Prize. All right, you got a tavern. You gotta have food. Get out of my way. Let me barter for food. Oh, store. They had a store option. Good. I don't have to waste time trying to barter for shit. All right, you got consumables. Nothing. All right, fine. I'll barter then. All right, I'm gonna buy both roast meat, and I'm gonna start giving them. What's that? A deposit. Is that about enough? No, he wants more. This is why bartering's so weird and annoying in this game. It's like you're basically trying to make the deposition like go down to zero instead of the negatives, or prevent the negatives from accumulating on the trade. Maybe he's willing to accept that, but I need the food. All right, fine. I'll let you have this instead. There you go. What? You don't care about that? I'm not a mage. Here, have some cider. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Fine. Have a silver coin? Okay, he'll accept that. But yeah, I am at 0 health and I'm still somehow alive. I need food. Slow for. Oh my god. But yeah, when the Nobel Peace Prize was announced, everyone cheered because, well, Trump wasn't on it. It's like Trump didn't win it. They weren't. They were actively cheering. They didn't care who won it. They just wanted to make sure Trump didn't win it. Because everything's now gauged. The whole new meta is like, okay, how much can we just spite Trump? And it's gotten to a point where they're practically spiting themselves because the actual winner of the Nobel Peace Prize dedicated that win to Trump. And then they went from joyous to seething because they had no clue who it was they were cheering on. Okay. Actually, let's check a different dungeon. Either that or I could just rush in and take out the. You know what? I'll clear this one first. I just have to rush the guy with the crossbow or whatever ranged weapon he's using. I also like how, like, some of these places actually, if you arrange them right, they can actually look like castles. Yeah, I think the winner was a Venezuelan woman, I think. She won the Nobel Peace Prize. And, well, nobody knew anything about her, so they just cheered on until she just dedicated her win to Donald Trump. Is it. You, you know what? A famous Austrian painter could have won the Nobel Peace Prize, and these idiots would cheer him on because he's not Trump. Oh, he's just throwing spears at me. Alright, that's enough out of you. Oh, crap, crap. What the hell did you hit me with? Not another ice orb. What the? So, yeah, it was a spear chucking mage. Really? The lever to open this door is on the other side? Oh, never mind. Open that. What's behind this door? And then, how many people are in here? Oh, crap. Actually, let's get the other lever. It's probably opening the other gate. But yeah, that also reminds me, I think it's about time I address the body in the room. Oh, crap. As I become a body. Don't worry, I could still continue. I'll just be outside the house, outside the dungeon with one hit point. Because I think I have immortality mode on. Ooh. Oh, shit. I think he saw me. I wonder if these guys actually know how to climb. No, they're casting all kinds of spells. Purify. And now they have to fight slimes. Oh, shit. They could jump. And then I got skewered. Well, at least it'll be daytime. Oh, and there's the end of the world meteor. You know, I'm just gonna start walking all the way back to the Devil Spire for the next 14 minutes. And also eat the other meat. But yeah, oh boy, the Charlie Kirk assassination, and that was right off the heels of the Irina Zarutska, I think it was the stabbing that happened on that train. Oh, I'm slowed. Damn. Which, that one to me felt more horrific. Mainly because it was a violent stabbing and was. It's always. It's always a horrific affair to kind of watch a woman get stabbed to death. Just get murdered. Granted, for some people that's their fetish, but to see it happen live for real is very much disturbing. That's like something out of a horror movie. And let's face it, we all know why she got stabbed. And keep in mind, she's Ukrainian. And the fact that people are still making excuses for the killer because he's black, it's just, it really does show time and time again. We've seen it time and time again, but this, again, it just shows how empty the platitudes of the left are. Oh, they'll care about Ukraine until it's not convenient to do so. They only cared about it because it made them look good. It got them praise. It got them applause during speaking engagements. It got them likes on Twitter. It got them positive attention. But when it's no longer giving them positive attention, they'll just drop the subject entirely. They'll just abandon you. It's like these people will turn against you at a drop of a hat if it'll further their ego, their careers, or even their reputation. Alright, where's the slime? I hear him. Sounds like he's right on top of me, but I don't see him. So yeah, that was horrific enough. I remember people were still making excuses for that one. What is that? That one Indian truck driver that did an illegal U-turn, which cost the lives of a family of three. It's just, I think there's something about having a darker skin tone that just makes people a lot more permissive of bad activity. And in a way, it's kind of sowing the seeds of more racism to happen because the whole idea is like, well, we can't point out these bad actors because that might embolden racism. But at the same time, you're kind of inciting it by playing favorites here. Oop, and now they're infighting. But the thing with the Irina, I think the reason why it didn't, the Irina stabbing didn't quite get as much dramatic attention as the Charlie Kirk shooting is because it was kind of ambiguous in a way. I mean, you can convince yourself that, oh, this is a thing that happens to other people, but it can't happen to me. It was just, it was this random attack that just happened. And it could have happened. You could convince yourself this could have happened to anyone. Or, more specifically, this could have happened to any white person. So if you're white, as long as a different white person got on the train before you, they'll take the brunt of the battle. I mean, it gives you the idea. It's like, oh well, it's bad, it's oppressive, but you can escape. It's like, yeah, they might be targeting you, but they're only targeting you as a group. So as long as you don't follow the herd, maybe you'll be safe. The Charlie Kirk shooting serves as living proof that you are not safe, and you won't be safe. You just never will be safe. I mean, say what you want about Charlie Kirk. You could say that he wasn't innocent or that he deserved it, but he was definitely peaceful. You might think words are violence, but words are a peaceful exchange, guys. It's common knowledge, and you can't gaslight anyone not not thinking that. And not only that, the oh jeez, where was my train of thought? Well, so I remember I had a good point here. I think what it is that this wasn't a chance meeting. This wasn't just a random event where it's like, oh well, the shooter was just out to shoot anyone. No, he was out specifically for Charlie Kirk, and that was, and I think that's what got everyone. I think that's what got everyone upset. The fact that okay, now it now it's unambiguous. I think it's the unambiguity, unam, yeah, unambiguous. It's the unambiguity of the thing that got everyone going crazy about it. Because the roots good stamping, you could just easily convince yourself that, oh, okay, that's just some random crazy guy who maybe hallucinated a racial slur. But this was, and it could have happened. It's like, okay, maybe if you just stay quiet, which she did, by the way, and just don't make eye contact, maybe you could avoid it. Maybe if you don't sit next to him, you could avoid it. But Kirk couldn't avoid what happened to him. It was specific. It was gonna hit him. I mean, if he was gonna hit him at that event, he would have hit him at a different event. Uh, that's the wind up. Why am I not hitting him? I'm getting killed by a man room. Maybe I should have picked up all the javelins and. Are you fucking kidding me? Why am I not hitting him? Why is the reach on this thing so pitiful? Finally. So yeah, with Charlie Kirk, you can't quite gaslight people into thinking, okay, it was just a random event, or the guy was just triggered. This was premeditated. It was. There's no other way to describe it. It even looks well organized too, because they have someone to serve as interference to help the guy get away. You could say that, okay, he was the old guy that kept saying that he was a shooter to distract the cops from the real shooter. He's just some dude who does that at every event. Well, that's even more incriminating because the fact that a guy like that is there on every one of these kinds of events, that shows that there's there's a potential shooter at any one of these events, and these people don't have to be in contact with one another. It could just be a serendipitous conspiracy. In fact, here's how this looks. It looks like, I mean, it looks like people are being marked for death, marked for legitimate targets. Like there's a bounty or a purge being called on these people. Not directly, mind you, but kind of hinted at. It's like, oh yeah, it would be a good idea if these guys were. The world would be better off if these people didn't exist. These are bad people. It'd be great if these people somehow weren't around anymore. Compound that with how terrified these people, how how terrified the general public is, and how amidst so many people you might have a few unhinged people, and some of those few unhinged people might have access to weaponry. It's not a guarantee that someone's gonna do something but it raises the chances, while at the same time maintaining plausible deniability. I mean, at some point, you have to admit, we know what they're doing, they know what they're doing, we all know what they're doing. And I think the other thing that everyone's missing is how it escalated up to this point, and it's not Trump's rhetoric. Far from it. I think it's more of a competition amongst leftists. Let me explain. Right wingers. You're not the opponent. You're the ball. These people aren't competing against they're not competing against you. They're competing against each other for how much of you they can hurt. That's what the game is right now with the left. I mean, they saw what Luigi Mangione did and how famous he got, and now other people are probably envious and they probably want to live the Luigi Mangione lifestyle of being admired or seen as hot by all the women and killing an oppressor or a perceived oppressor. And if you can't find one, they'll make someone. They'll make one out of someone. They'll make someone out of anyone who's not in their current club. And what's even worse is that it escalates just out of necessity of growth because other people are going to want to top that, and well, eventually you're going to run out of right wingers to kill. And when that happens, well, you're going to have to make new ones out of other people by purity spiraling into a more strict purity testing. Eventually, you're going to purity spiral everyone out. It's got to be a purity spiral free for all. I mean, you might think it's like, oh, well, it's. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. I'm not on his side. They're not going to go after me. Well, eventually, they're going to purity spiral so hard that they'll find something they don't like about you. And then they're going to go after you, too. And then they're going to go after your friends and your family. People you thought were safe. They're going to go after them. Because that's how purity spiraling works. That's how. Because purity spiraling always leads to cannibalistic tendency amongst social groups. These are people who are ego-minded, career-minded, and even affirmation-minded. If you get more affirmation from hurting someone, then you're gonna look for someone to hurt for more affirmation. It's like a heroin addict. They're always gonna need more for their fix. And so it bears mentioning. I don't have a solution to this. All I'm doing right now is identifying the problem as I'm seeing it or as it looks like. Because it looks like a purity spiral. I don't think these people are reacting to Trump so much. I think Trump is just the excuse. I think they just crave validation. And with the internet, they're no longer competing with people within their own circle. They're competing against everyone in the world for that top 1%. Not everyone's going to be Asmongold. And that's just how it is. And when you feel alone, silenced, and left out, well, yeah. And that's about all I have time for. I don't see good things happening for the left. I'm seeing quite a bit of consequences right now just from the Charlie Kirk shooting alone. I may not agree with everything he said, but I think killing him was just one of the worst ideas you guys could have had. And we're going to feel this fallout for a while. And I'm already seeing it. Just because the guy played Helldivers 2, we're now seeing the right turn against games. And, oh boy. Right wingers, To all you Matt Walshes out there, and especially Trump and whoever might be in his inner circle who might actually hear this, don't go after the games. You saw what happened with Jack Thompson. Hell, if you paid attention to anything that happened in Gamergate, you saw what happened when the left went after games. I mean, hell, the left went after games, and then gamers elected Trump. You went after our games, and we took over your nation. Think about that. So, yeah, if you're on the right and you're thinking of blaming video games, I have this to tell you. Do not make the same mistake your opponents made. You will regret it. If one thing's been proven, you don't mess with gamers. End of story.